So what I'm going to do now is get my panels that I'm going to use to build my lower garage doors. These panels are basically 2 inches thick, urethane foam insulation wrapped in a couple pieces of sheet metal. They came off of a skyscraper. I bought them off Craigslist for like $1 a piece. And I was going to use them for the siding on the garage, but it was going to end up being way too much work to engineer that and to install them, so we decided against it. So, come down here to my panel storage rack to select some beauties. So these are what the panels look like here. They're all tongue and groove. So what I need to do is figure out how to make these things into doors. So that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm doing is I've got my panels, cut them down to the right height for the lower garage doors, 5'1". The issue is that they have this tab. Oh, let me show you. Tab sticking out, and that's not really conducive to a nice bifold joint. It's just gonna, I mean, it seals well. You can see there's a little piece of rubber in there, and that's fine, but I want this to be a bifold joint. So I went along with my Sawzall and I cut the tab off, and I think that's the best I'm going to be able to do. That should be a decent enough bifold joint, depending on depending on where the hinge is. Actually, I could do it on either side, because if the tongue is here and the hinge is on this side, it'll bifold away from this edge, so that should be fine. So that's what I'm doing, modifying these. Looks like I'll have to do both sides on each panel, which is a lot of work, but it wouldn't be the first time. Check it out. That's the beginnings of a door. So this is how it'll be installed. It's 5 foot high, 10 foot wide, and when I cut those tabs off, it allows these things to join like that. So if I put a hinge here, it will hinge like so. See that? If I wanted, I could jam some weather stripping in there and make it super tight, but I'm not gonna. So I gotta cut one more panel, and then I can go try them in the hole. So I cut the doors. I just set them in place. That's what it looks like. So that's basically the idea. On the outside there'll be 2 hinges, one here and one here, which will let it hinge inward and against that side. And then the other side will do the same thing. And it basically sits inside that lip. This one's not quite in there. But here we go. Oops. Sit down. Yeah, so I'll push that one in, that one pops out. But anyway, so that's what it's going to be like. I'm going to need a sweep like this for clearance to open the door. It'll basically be this distance in an arc. But that's not too bad. I mean, it's better than if the whole thing were a door. So that's cool. And then at least when this is open, it won't even be in the way of this. This one might basically touch it. So I'll do one of those here, one of those there. That happens to fit 4 of those panels perfectly, which is nice, but that's the only 10-foot opening. The rest of them are different. These on this wall are the same. They're 8'6", and this one here is a 9'6". So, yeah, gotta come up with something different for here. But anyway, that's the idea. Luckily, now I know how to cut the panels. And I know how they cut easily, hard, you know. So once I figure out how many panels I'll put in there, I can just cut them and I don't have to do all the discovery phase. So it took me a while this time. And then once these doors are in, even temporarily, then the building is sealed all the way around, which is totally exciting. So